that we're here in the studio right now. We have an amazing host organization that has given us a space to use, and we're really thankful and excited to be here. Turn up this okay, I'll try. So main is mentoring assistance for youth and entrepreneurs initiatives. So you guys are mentoring, correct, coaching. Thank you. And she saw a purpose, a need in her community, and she made a move to begin this awesome project. She just started, which was how I was encouraging you as well. When you have an idea, you have an answer, no matter how right or correct you think it is, just get started, okay? And then she began in 2011, took some small steps, and then 2012, May got registered formally as an NGO, and we've been on that track since. We've done some incredible work, some impact story. Hopefully before we go, we get to see more of the impact that Maine has made over the years. Maine is growing stronger, you know. Let's make it work, let's make it work. Start until we start getting here, let's keep it going.
Thank you very much, Gracia. Please give me a round of applause again. So, on behalf of the Initiative for Information Arts and Culture Development in Nigeria, the host organization, and the American Corner here in the city of Ibadan, I'd like to welcome you all to yet another edition of the Bookathon Marathon Reading event hosted annually by Mayan. Please, let's give Mayan another round of applause. This session is being organized in commemoration of World Book Day. And as an organization, we cannot emphasize the importance of cultivating a good reading culture enough. It is apparent in our country today that one of the things we lack as young people, as youth in the country today, is because we have not been able to develop our intellectual capacity. And that can only be strengthened if we read more books. As a library and resource center, one of our cardinal objectives is to ensure that we get more people like you to read. So when Mayan came up with this initiative, we thought this is in tandem with our goals. It is also in tandem with the goals of the U.S. Mission Nigeria. We thought this is a very worthy partnership, and I always look forward to this event every year, bringing young people from across the city to our center to experience the look and feel of our library, to see, to also to ensure that they are mentored to know that books indeed really changes life. You know, your life, books changes life. Some of you may have never been to the US. Some of you may have never been out of your immediate domain. But through books, you get to experience other cultures. You get to experience, you have other amazing experiences, and you don't really have to be there. It exposes your imagination as young people. Whatever endeavor you want to adventure in life, I have one advice for you. I want you to start from now, start reading, start cultivating a good reading habit. One of the things it will do for you is to help you, have meaningful intellectual conversations with your peers. You have to read across board, across many topics, it keeps you well-founded. So I hope that today, you are not only going to learn to read, you are not only going to be reading, you are going to be inspired to read more. Eden, the founder of Mayan, she is a member of the U.S. Government Alumni. She's a Mandela Washington Fellowship Alumni, and she's, I think, been to other 2 fellowships after that. She's a...
Let's give our host a round of applause. Thank you so much, man. And I'd like to say this is very special class, okay? It's very Thank you very much. So, when somebody wants to today, I've seen the books that they had you. This is what right? You could see what's behind me. True? And it was so easy for you, right? And a lot of times we take it for granted. Like everybody should know how to read. But I mean, God bless you. Let's give our easy another one round of applause. Awesome. Just before we move on, our head of programs, Miss Motoraya Oripelori, will also just come on to just give a shout out to our partner NGOs in other locations who are also participating right now, who have this replicated in their locations. Very well. Let's get out of the question. Worldwide. Joyce has also appeared on several radio and print media, like Inspiration FM, the Vanguard newspaper, Woman's Own. She is a passionate advocate for early childhood education and supporting young people towards fulfilling their dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the author, Joyce Mbusu. Morning. Can you hear me? And that's why I call myself a social entrepreneur, not after money. Make sure that my business is active. I'm an educator, a YouTubepreneur. I have a YouTube page, where I bring out video materials to inspire people and to, ensure that people get the content that will help them, inspire them to do more in life. That's what I do in YouTube. So I also got an ICT from like 2 or 3 different ICT companies, which is the Institute Solution, and the Tech Hub, and so a young trainer is also what I do for young people. So they come to learn about entrepreneurship. That's what I'm doing my online academy, to learn about entrepreneurship. One of the things I'm very passionate about is entrepreneurship. So there are no jobs. If our youth can get, well engaged, you pick up their ideas and use it to teach them things that and that's what you guys are doing at my end. So kudos to you guys. You can engage them very well. There will be no idle time to get involved in those things that will sway them or not make them, morally upright. So that's exactly the thing. So a school too. I run a school. I'm the visionary of Level Bridge School here in Lagos in the and great of God. 2 years with the father and that's the summary of what I do. All right. Thank you so much. This session with you, Ambassador Joyce. We learned about your story. Although I don't want to go in details about your story because your book has been selected as one of the books they will be reading for the 15 marathon that was too tough. So that's why being careful, I really don't want to go into details of it. But all I just want to leave them with is that it's an autobiography. And they are going to find out more for themselves by the time the book actually begins. So you told us about, how it's not difficult to get it published, so long as the writer has a nice content and has employed a good narrative technique, those kind of things have fun and lots of to the book, and they even help in making it appealing to whatever is going to want to publish or want to even help promote such a book. So as a practice in my age, anytime we are meeting with a partner, a sponsor, a friend of the organization, or anybody we've brought on our program, we always love for them to round up with us with one word of advice. So what is one word of advice that you'd like to give every one of us here in the audience today? Or would you like to share, maybe you'd like to share what value you live by to daily basis so far at the final thought? Thank you so much. Okay, what's the age range of people over there? What's the age range of people you have? We have participants from 14 to 17 years. Anything will be right here. They might not be perfect. Try to get. I will always say to you that excellence tells you, and mediocrity is expensive.
Are you a worker? Are you at home with your mom and dad? How are you going about your daily? How are you going about your excellent? You get it up from God and you get it up from man. So as young people try to be excellent, do the right thing. We all know the right thing. Anything that you're hiding to, anything that you cannot do in the presence of another person is wrong. So shy away from anything that you're hiding from. Make sure that you do things boldly and you know the right thing, do the right thing at the right time, and you will attract favor from man. So try to be excellent, be good, do the right thing, praise God, and the star will be your beginning point. Oh, let's see guys out.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Joyce Wilson. That was a really nice session with you. So that's how we come to the end of our interview. Thank you, ma'am.
This is what I would like to be open to the future. We like to write a book someday, and I think this is a most to do. I mean, that's great. That's great. So I'm sure we're really glad you were able to listen to us, and hopefully one day people will get to sing and listen to you as well as you come to your book. I'd also like to appreciate participants.
I really hope after this bookathon, everyone in the room will go and pick up a copy of the book. But I'm confident that our team might have read your book. So we're very delighted to be chatting with you today. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm also delighted to be here. Thank you. It's a privilege to be with you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We wish you could be live, but we'll make do with virtual. So guys, you are blessed to be chatting or interacting today with a very foremost and renowned Nigerian writer. I want to start by sort of like icebreaker. I know about you, I've read your profile, the audience has heard your profile. Can you tell us a little bit more, some things that may not be stated in your profile? I know you studied in UI, you came to University of Ibadan, you went to Wiri, but tell us a little bit more about yourself so we can find you more relatable. You also are very apart from superstars.
Well, I never planned. My being a writer is sort of accidental. When I say accidental from the man end of things. Obviously, God must have predestined this, but I didn't plan to be a writer. I never planned to be a writer. However, I won my first writing competition at the age of 13. It was secondary school rejection. That makes you think, am I really? And I guess it happens in many fields. You get beauty queens, models, all those people. Everybody, most people, not everybody. I know nobody's experienced than others, but you hear people say, I thought I could never do so. But people told me I would never be able to do this. So my books, for example, were rejected by certain publishers because they were accepted by others. The articles I write, I could write something for the New Yorker, and it's published, and people around the world are saying, what an excellent article. Meanwhile, that same article was rejected by some other publications, the New York Times, or I write something for the Guardian, everybody loves it. Meanwhile, they have been rejected by the BBC. So, so there's that in terms of my personal experience, what you think of this, what you think, and I always tell them, what I think is not the most important thing. There are gatekeepers, there are people who decide whose book is published, when, at what time, how. So those are the people really, I know people say write whatever you want when you want to write it, which is true, write whatever you want, but in the end, you have to remember that. To get your book published, to get people buying your book, yes, write whatever you want, but write what people are interested in reading. Write, your book has to be told, being marketable, your book has to be marketable. So you can have the most fantastic stories, but does anyone care? Why would I care about your story? Why do I want to read about it? Whether it's an autobiography, whether it's fiction, people need to want to read that thing, no matter how fascinating it is. So I'm just saying, yes, there is validation. You got that, it's a nice story, you're a godly, they say, you're written a good book that bless the world. They just want to read that this book is valuable. That will make their money back. And that's it. So that really is a summary of the process. But you can go online and read, Google how to get published, and then you'll see articles telling you so much more than I have.
Wow, that's Amazing. Thank you very much, Adobe. Unfortunately, I have to wrap up now. I could talk with you forever, but as we, round up your segment of World Book and Copyright Day, I just want to stress that we are trying to expand the space even for children authors. I mean, we want to also see brilliant maverick writers that are 14, 15, 16. So, as one final word, just a word of counsel to the teenagers in the room and across the 6 locations. We also have school teachers, guidance and counselors, parents who are online connected to this conversation. Give them some advice, that can get them started right now. Where should they go? Are there publishing houses that have a buy-out for children authors? I don't know. But generally, how do you step down this information that makes it, gives them a sense that it's relevant to them now? They don't need to wait till they're 22 or 23 to be the next year. I don't know.
No, once you have a good product, once you have a story that people consider marketable, they won't care about your age. We have someone like Anne Frank who wrote her diaries that her diaries are sold around the world. She died in 1945, I think, and was during the Second World War. And the world is still reproducing her diaries, talking about her diaries. They're still considered relevant today. So once you write, look, there's no emotion about it. There's no sentiment. It's not because they love you they're going to publish your work. If you bring them a story that people consider marketable, they will come after you. So just go ahead and write that story and then sell it out the way I said. Go online, look for it like an agent doing investing. The agents are representing anyone. If you've written something marketable, the world will want to read it. Even though, I had experience interviewing women and girls who were kidnapped by Boko Haram. The kidnapped girls in the forest while they were focused. Some of them wrote diaries. I actually wrote an article about it from Washington Post last weekend. So some of them were just scribbling the forest. So they know documents are valuable. Being focused on people around the world. These are documents written in bad English, really bad English. Poor spelling, poor sentences, grammar and all that, punctuation. But these girls wrote about what was happening to them while they were with Boko Haram. So that is the story the whole world wants to read. My point is, just write your story. It's not about your age. If you have a story that the world wants to read, send it out there. I mean, people will come after you irrespective of your age. Whether you're 22 or 15. After Malala was how old when she became a global icon and was telling her story around the world. She was a teenager. So once you have a story that is marketable, a story that is well written, a story that people want to hear, even if it's poorly written, as I've seen with Chiboga also, but if it's a story that people want to hear, they will come. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Inanna
Can't
Item.
hear you. Unmute yourself. He's unmuted. Okay. Alright, so speak up, please.
My name is Inanna Item. I'm an
Let me
SS2
see you.
student.
Can't hear you. Your name is
Inanna Item Zing.
Elaine. Okay. So now, I think we've lost Give the Child Initiative. I think we've lost Give the Child Initiative. So let's just have our number 4. Okay. Your name? Okay. You can't say. My name is Amina. What is boom? My name is Leo. Okay, so now let's get started.
Hey, no exam, talk I hear.
Then the second person, and then the third, and then it comes back in like that. We keep rotating until we come out.
So let's start. I think it's great that started. We'll start with
Yeah.
on a rainy Saturday morning.
Rubber foundation.
There was a boy living in a house with his poor mother and father. There was a boy living in his house with his poor mother and father alone.
Let's keep moving. I think the network is But he said something.
Number 2, let's go ahead, continue.
Looks like an intelligent guy.
Okay, you said.
You get. Did you say something? You didn't say anything. 1, 2.
Repeat that.
I thought of 3. If you didn't, you did not say. No, you said you didn't say anything.
That's it. You really enjoy the end of the story. Some of the best movies you've ever seen. You ask them to speak like that, they will tell you they didn't know the end of the story. They just kept writing and writing and writing. Like you said, you can ask them an idea is in your heart, you want to make a book, you're not sure why to go. Just put that writing and you're going to get better along the way. So we really enjoy it. Thank you for making it really fun. Let's give it a big hand. Give it a big hand. I mean, I think we're just doing something. Thank you. Long time, good to see you. We should like very important. I should have Nobel into Nobel. Thank you so much, Abibullah. Thank you so much. And now, I think I have the honor of revealing the second person. Interestingly, today it seems like it's a woman's world, but I'm not sure. It feels like a baby. All right, let me announce that first before I confirm that. And now we have the winner of the poetry category. You know, poetry is such an instrumental tool that has transformed nations. And I don't know if you guys heard about the young lady who read the poetry at the inauguration of their new American president. And what that utterance of words did, you know, poetry is an awesome, powerful tool for changing the world. And so we have the winner of the poetry category. And quickly, I want to unveil this person for the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, dear President, leaders of today for tomorrow, because we are no more leaders of the future or leaders of tomorrow, but leaders of today for tomorrow. Please put your hands together for Lukman Isa, the winner of the poetry category. Put your hands together. Thank you. We're excited about this, and this is a good one, fantastic. In the absence, okay, so right now, okay, we are supposed to have to announce the winner of the copyright category. But before we do that, we should set instructions on that. Okay, good. It's important to say that the jury couldn't find a winner because I think there were 2 people or so that put in an application for that, and it was difficult to find, a winner in that category. And it's only limited to the 2 categories of winners at the moment. But before I leave, I want to leave you in the good hands of the hosts, and gratefully for this opportunity, this program organized by me, organized by the
No. Doesn't mean anything. The goal is we're going to try and the goal is to read and understand. Okay? Because in reading, I know sometimes when you're writing exams, all you just do is read and cram, right? Now, and cramming, some people have we call photogenic memory, some we give ourselves all kinds of excuses. But we need to read to understand. And so what we're going to be doing here now is to read, and we're going to test. There's going to be a small test with some prizes. So we're going to spend the next 1 hour reading. And each of you has been given a copy of a book called a book. Okay, right? And so we'll start possibly in the next by 1:10, and so we're going to read till 2:10. We're going to have a timekeeper. And once we say start, you start. Once we say stop, you stop. Thereafter, we're going to give you, each person will get a full stamp sheet and questions. And we need you to answer the questions, and then we have panelists that will go through them and we'll select the best 5 females and the best 5 males. Okay? Or no? We want to book and copyright day. I'll tell you a quick story. So we went to the market to get these books, okay? And we saw there were 2 sellers, two bookshops. One had this book for 500, and another had the book for 700. The books we bought were 700. Why do you think we did that? Put up your hand. Okay, yes. Sorry, make? Wait. Okay, yes, but there's something there's a word I'm looking for. Yes. So we were celebrating copyright, right? Now we went to the market, somebody had the book for 500, somebody had the book for 700. A businessman, what would you do? But what are you doing? By buying the 500 naira book that is pirated, what are you doing? You're a businessman, okay, yes, but we're not talking about economics here now. Yes, you're promoting piracy, okay? And so it's very difficult because you want to save money, right? But in saving money, what are you doing? And piracy happens not just in books. We have counterfeit drugs. You have people trying to cut corners. And there are ripple effects. In a book, you may wonder, oh wow, after all I need is the book. But somebody is intellectual property. Somebody has sat down, written a book, and wants to earn an income. Okay? And so it will be better to not buy the book than buy a pirated copy. I would have saved, imagine we bought 50 copies times 200 naira times 50. How much is that? Would have saved some money. Do you get? But the goal is, I cannot be teaching copyright and buying pirated books. You get? But sometimes you do not know. The reason why I knew it was there was a difference was I bought the book, the original copies in Ibadan, so we had something to compare. Now sometimes you can make an innocent mistake. Okay, you go to the market with a good intention. You see a book for 500, you see one for 700. You're not able to differentiate which one is copyright, which one is pirated, which one is not. That's different. It's an honest mistake. Okay, because all the sellers will tell you, it's original. None of them will ever tell you that they are selling a pirated copy. They would never. The woman was swearing on her children's lives that how can she has children. If God will punish her if she's doing. It looked first of all, the quality was a bit funny, and I had seen the original, and so I could compare. So, I mean, if you're making an honest mistake, yes, it's allowable. But you should not go buying a product knowing that it's pirated and now pretend, well, you won't ask questions because you don't want to know. I think we should not do that. Because one day you can all be writers. Imagine you a writer and you publish a book. And rather than people go for the original, because the author doesn't get any royalties from pirated copies. You don't. You only get royalties from, because pirated copies are somebody's trying to play smart, goes and makes cheap copies, sells to hopefully maximize profit. Okay, so I've said, yeah, so it's 112, 111, and we'll count, we'll spell Remaville. Let's each of us, we'll say it together. So we'll spell Remaville. Start. You're each going to get a foolscap sheet and the question, several questions. There are 10 questions, so you have approximately 1 minute per question. So let's say next 10 minutes, go through the questions and answer them. Foolscap sheet and set of questions. If you all have that, does everybody all have that? Hey, come on, answer the question. Please keep the noise up. Don't let it sit up. Okay, let's all stand up. stretch a bit. Okay? Are we tense? This is not physics or chemistry. Okay, so after the count of 3, you sit and we start. 1, 2, 3. Start. You have 10 minutes. 1:40.
My name is Anyago Tochuko, and I've learned the importance of books.
My name is Chisom Ezocha. I've learned how to improve my reading skills.
My name is Jason Azut, and I've learned how books help us in our daily life.
My name is Salim. I learned that we read by day. My name is Kongo Divine, and I learned that books are good.
My name is Silarakwe. I learned that there is a lot of things you learn from reading books. Thank you.
My name is Oshra Ilka, and I learned that books expose you to the world.
Speak louder, I'd like to hear.
My name is Daniel Bola, and I learned that books you can go to different places.
My name is Kayla, and I learned how books impact people's life. My name is Bitia Pocha, and I learned that there are many ways to make reading fun. My name is Dami Ben, and I learned that books help you to be creative.
My name is Tutu Johnson, and I learned that to be a writer, you have to be creative.
My name is Joanna Ishafa, and I learned that books play a very important role in your life.
My name is Doris Adagi, and I learned that reading helps us, educates us in different aspects of life.
I learned that books are important because they expose us to an environment and the merits and demerits of life.
We can discover new things.
human being, and I learned that no matter, it doesn't determine what you study in the university that you become an author.
My name is Tehila, and I learned that to be a good author, you need to have a very good narrative technique so that you can captivate the mind of your readers.
My name is Theo, and I learned the basics on how to write a book.
My name is I learned the importance of it.
I'm Wagner. I learned that books expose us to new things.
My name is Evan, and I learned that when we're trying to do something, we should not get discouraged.
My name is Anana James, and I learned about the processes involved in publishing books.
My name is Andrew Abdullah, and I learned that we should cultivate the ability of seizing opportunities.
My name is Swanda Fenja. I learned that by reading books, makes you have experiences that you cannot find anywhere else.
My name is Ike Nachi, and I learned that no story is useless. It all needs value.
My name is Kamsi Oshupezi Sumokabi, and I learned that creativity is key in writing books.
My name is Shima Shukudi, and I learned that to be a good book writer, you must not have the degree, you just have to have the talent.
My name is Obialo Favo, and I learned that books can transform your life.
Because I've had a good time. So, I'm very impressed with your school. I'm very, very impressed. And what that means is that, yes, you have lovely structures, but you have good managers. You have a good management team, and you guys are privileged. I went to a public school, Command Secondary School, Jos. I didn't have the privilege you guys have. Today I'm a professor, Michigan State University. So if I, who went to a public school, can achieve so little, you're in a private school with a good team. In this class, we should have many firsts. You should be able to operate on a human being while the human being is at work. He's working, you're working on his brain. He's doing other things. That's a first. And the only way you can do this is hard work. And the only way you can prove, as in show that the only way you can get to a point of hard work is reading. Native doctor will not work for you. Even if you're a prayer warrior, the Bible says faith without works is dead. And I'm sure the Quran says the same thing. You cannot be praying, you're missing for exam. Say, don't worry, I'll be praying. God will give me that. It doesn't work that way. God gives you the wisdom. There's a time for prayer, there's a time for everything. And so we need to inculcate the habit of reading. Through reading, there are many things, trust me, they say there's this, it's a bad adage, but they say that if you want to hide knowledge from an African person, put it in a book. What does that mean? And so you guys, each of you has a moral responsibility, not just to yourself, your siblings. You should, and even your old, a young person can impact on an older person. David, Joseph, was he the eldest in his household? He was not. David was not the oldest in the city. He was not. So never look at yourself that, oh, I'm young until I get there. No, you've heard of this lady. At what age she was publishing her first book? 13. Is there anybody here who is younger than 13? Anybody? Or you're ashamed of your age? You've been telling everybody you're 12 or you're 14, meanwhile you're 13. Anybody here 13?
Yes.
Anybody younger than 13? So it's a challenge to each and every one of us, okay? And that you may be doing badly in your grades does not mean that that's the end of the world. It just means that you need to ask yourself, when is the wake-up call? I don't know if you guys have heard of Winston Churchill. How many times did he fail? But he became the... Who was... He died as what? Or no, I don't know whether he died as, but he became what? That he's well known for.
The Prime Minister.
Not of Riyom local government or Kwampam local government, of the United Kingdom. But he has history of... he failed. What that means is that you have failed does not mean that that is the end. The question is, you need to wake up, get up, and move on. You can cry a day or two. But you get up and move. And we have lots of stories. The Bible is replete of plenty stories of people who have failed. And eventually they became... So, in essence, this should be a motivational way of understanding and look. Whatever you're doing, that you're carrying first, doesn't mean that you should not go and sleep. Is it, you know the story of the tortoise and the hare? The hare is faster, right? And because he's faster, he went to bed. Not literally, but what happened? So, in essence, you need to always put in your best. Read, and don't just read educational books. Read history books. Be vast in your reading. Whether if you want to study medicine, doesn't mean, oh, you only read sciences. Broaden your knowledge, broaden your horizon. I'm bad at reading because if you ask me, I can tell you stuff about happening in Nigeria, in Africa, what is happening in the US, the UK, and it's a bad habit. But I need to help myself. I need to, you know how you're preaching to somebody, and you mean that you're also preaching to yourself. I need to read fast. I just have the opinion that, look, these guys have sorted themselves out. But that's not how life is. You can learn from other people's experiences. Okay? So let's do our best and let's put in the effort. But I would like us to give a big, what's it called? You call it? To the management of Remaville. I have a secret. It's not a secret, but I think it's clear. The only way that is because they have cooperative students. You've made their job easy. If you guys were ruling, smoking weed, doing all kinds of bad things, what do you think will happen? Let's face it. Is it a lie? If you guys were not obedient, responsible people, what do you think would happen? To make their life easy. I mean, not easy, rather. So let's give a round of applause to you guys also. And our hope and prayer is that you guys would continue to excel. I'm very excited about Remaville, and we are hoping and anticipating that over the next couple of years we'll keep on this interaction. It's very refreshing to see that good things are happening. I'll tell you, so under the Tolope Book Club, we work with public schools. And you go to primary 4, primary 5, they can't read and write in English language. It's not a joke, and it's not funny. In this Jos, Plateau State, in Ibadan also, or your state, where you think that, oh, the West they have all the knowledge and so on and so forth. There are schools, public schools particularly, primary 4 and primary 5, that cannot read and write in English language. So it's a challenge to each and every one of you here. You are in a position, don't think that you're too young to impact on society. Always, every morning you wake up that God has given you life, ask yourself, what can I do to improve on myself and my immediate environment? I'm not asking you to go to Haipang. I'm not asking you to go to Feringada. Your immediate environment could be your household, your friend, your classmates. If your friend is you are reading and you see your friend is sleeping, politely tap him. Hey, have you read today? Yeah. Do it in a friendly manner. It's possible that for all of you to come first in your class. Or you think your teachers will say, like, no, we are 20 in our class, so we must be first to 20. It's possible for you all to come first. And so you guys need to encourage each other. That's one way of contributing to society. So that when you look back, you notice that there's nobody behind you. You all are on the same line. Just imagine if 20 of you in your class are all accomplished people. Would that not be interesting? Is not a sense of pride and joy? Do you understand? So everybody has different levels of how you grasp. Some people may just read one page once and they understand. Somebody may have to read like 10 times. I have to read like 2 or 3 times. Certainly not once. Everybody has, but that doesn't mean that, so that's not an excuse. But it's good to also, if you see people lagging behind, support them. And I'm sure all religions, Christianity, I know you want to carry first, and so the goal is to, but no, it's more, all of you carrying first. If there's 10 prizes for first people first, everybody gets, the school will not say, oh no, we can only carry 2, so it won't happen that way. So let's try and make sure we move along with each and every one of us, okay? I really like to. So what I'm trying to say that is you're in a place where, thank God you're in this place at this time, but it's not that rosy out there. In you're in the same environment, same state. There are guys, and imagine somebody in primary 4, primary 5 cannot read and write. What do you think would happen? They're sitting common entrance in primary 5, right? Would they be writing into what language? And yet they're passing them. And so it's a thing of, we need to start thinking collectively, how can we solve this problem? So probably on your holiday period, when you're on break, summer holiday or something, look for ways to volunteer. So they're basic, and you can mentor kids. So if you're asking for what you can do, there are lots of opportunities. You can mentor children, and of course you need to be very careful, but with guidance, there are things you could do. Do you understand? If for nothing else, there are children out there, there are issues of street kids who are on drugs. I watched a video recently, probably SS1 girls, all smoking the shisha. And to show you how ridiculous it is that they allow them to video themselves. It's not funny. It's in the past when people are doing things, they do it in private. When they are doing bad things, people are scared. Now you're videoing and doing like this. These are your peers. So you need to start talking to yourselves, making sure that you do not go that route. That route will not take you anywhere. I can assure you. It will not take you anywhere. It will not. And don't envy such people. I think in the book, King Jaja of Opobo was envying his friends because they were free and all that. You're in a comfortable, safe zone. Don't envy such people. I didn't plan to go this route of speaking, but maybe the Spirit is leading me. Okay, so once again, thank you all for participating. It's been very interesting for me to have this opportunity. It's a privilege. You guys, you all came here and gave me your time. It's a privilege because you could have said, oh, I'm not coming. But we've all learned something today, okay? And so let us take what we've learned and find ways in which we can use it for the benefit of society and mankind. Okay? Because I believe that's what God has in store for us to be able to contribute and not just occupy space and matter. I'm not a science student, I studied law. But I know of space and matter. Anyway, so you all did well. However, we're picking the best 10. And I've arranged it by scores, so it's going to be very easy to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, interesting. I was worried that anyway. So you, as I said, you all did well. I'm not going to give you your scripts. But I'll just call the names. So what do we have as airport? So quickly, just I'll call your names: Ocholi, Tehila, So she scored the highest, and she's not sharing that position with anybody. Then Suzu Pass. Onoja Tiola. Udofia Uyambo. Anyogu Tochukwu. Selehangla. Sorry, I murdered your name. It's small. What's your name though?
It's Selchan.
It's wait. Oh, Selchan. Oh, okay. Sorry, Selchan La. That one, Dachung virus. Hilary Okoye. Lengpang Peter. You guys know I will do my best. Dachung Patience. So we'll call on we have certificates of participation, and everybody. Good thing about this one is everybody has done well. So we'll ask Mrs. Onubogu to please assist us in the delivery. I'll call the names and she will hand it over to you. Hannah. Adewale Eben. Chukudi. Dachung Patience. Ayabu Chisom. Zeogu Ikedinachi. Fengla. Fengja. Gajere Reigns. Gotao Nendan. Isaac Darren. Kuchili Amaris. La Chalia La. No? Okay. Ubu Andrew David. Obialo Favor. Ocholi Tehila. Odueko Enoch.
People, let's clap.
Not Always way Jennifer. Onya Ruby. Ibokwe Philip. Uya Obong Jofia. Tiga Kalia. Olatayo. Nelson Okan. Okongu Divine. Okongu Goodness. Mangai Excel. Rito Samuel. Inanai Timzi. Ileo. Ebuladu. Chisom Ezocha. Darrell Gobong. Joseph Zama. Jason Asu. Joanna Hilary Okoye. Kamsi Yochi Nwakuribe. Ewan Da. I want to thank Mr. Danladi Daudu. He's our host. Okay. Thank you very much. And so I think we formally going to end and we'll say a closing prayer. So who wants to lead us in prayer?
Let's pray. In Jesus' name. Our Messiah God, our Heavenly Father, I want to say thank you, Father, for the opportunity you've given us today. Thank you, Father, for allowing us to have a successful program. It's not by power, it's not by might, but I made it possible for us. Oh Lord, hallowed be your name, Father, in Jesus' name. We want to pray, God, Father, as we retire back to our homes. Lord, we pray and we take us safely the way you brought us. Thank you, Father, for answering our prayers. In Jesus' name, I pray.
Amen. Thank you very much.